It's me, and I'm going to be showing you how to do a sort of doll-like makeup today. We're going to start by getting an even white base, and I know how tricky that is, but it'll be simple, trust me. You're going to need, I'm using Ben Nye Cream Color in white, shockingly. It's surprising that you need white makeup for white base, and a high-quality latex sponge from Alcone. Actually, these are non-latex sponges, I forgot. But so you're going to start and you're going to really work a lot of your cream makeup. And you do want a cream. A liquid will not be as good. You want a cream makeup, and you want to really work your sponge in there, as you can see me doing. And then, here's the trick to it. And you don't want to rub on like this. No, you're going to want to pat. That's how you're going to get a good, heavy, white base on that face of yours. And I know you want that. I get especially under my eyes as I have some blueness there. But this will cover all that up because it is good stuff. Ben Nye is very good stuff. And you're going to have to do this for a while and really make sure you get a lot in your sponge there. Just saturate the thing. And around your nostrils. And on the nose. And you don't have to pat super hard. You're not trying to, get it in there. You're just trying to get it on there evenly. And if you streak it on, it will not go on evenly. Trust me. Make sure you get all the way to the edge of your face. My hair is not cooperating today. Whee! Non-cooperation. I have the flu, so I don't look my best. But yes, you're just going to want to pat and pat. Really, really pat some nice white base on there. Normally I'd wear a headband while I was doing this. I don't know why I'm not now. Because I am absent-minded. So you're really gonna just want to pat and pat and pat. You can get it into the eyebrows. You're gonna powder it down later and draw them back in. So just really make sure you get everywhere. And around the eyeballs is a particularly hard area. But you can manage and make sure you're getting around any difficult areas. I might avoid this side of my lip as I have a cold sore. And that's not a good thing to contaminate makeup with. But yeah, just really patting it on. I know this is a slow and boring process, but could crack jokes or something on this. Did you ever hear about the rabbi and the priest in Jerusalem during the second coming of Christ? When he came down, they looked at him, and one of them goes up to him and says, "So, is this your first time in the city?" I think that's funny. But I mean that in a non-offensive way. It's just meant to be funny. I keep cracking accidentally offensive jokes tonight. So there's that. I think it's because I have a fever. And perhaps am feeling subconsciously offensive or something. I don't know. But you're going to want to pat around your nose, and under your nose, and across your upper lip. Like so. And I mean, I do have a fairly systematic approach to this. You might have to streak on a little around your lips because this does not work so well. Though if you get it onto your lips a little bit, we're going to be covering those with lipstick, so it also doesn't matter that much. You just really want to get this on there, is the point. The nostrils, another little finicky bit there. just really want to make sure you have plenty of makeup on your sponge. That is another trick to this. You're going to go through a lot of makeup doing a white base. Um, and you're going to have a pretty good layer on there. This stuff will clog your pores, so this is not an everyday look. Then again, most people I don't think would choose this as your everyday look unless you're a living statue. In which case I would recommend a powder base. I almost said base. I am not going to do my neck because fuck that. I have flu. I'm allowed to be lazy, and you've probably seen enough of me patting white foundation onto myself at this point. Make sure you haven't missed any spots. That's kind of crucial, and just sort of blend down the neck a little. Because this stuff, the other nasty thing about it is if you do your lips too, it is going to make your teeth look so yellow by contrast. So keep your mouth shut. And again, if you're doing a dolly or living statue makeup, which is probably what this is for, there are very few other reasons to wear white face. Unless you're really that goth, and that's not even that goth, because the idea with goth is to look corpse-like. Corpses are not this color. Corpses are human color with the blood removed. Melanin is what stays, keratin stays, and both of those add pigment to the skin. So, dying does not make you an albino. Nor does being a vampire. You will not be this white. Of course, it does look pretty cool. But it is very labor intensive to put on, very labor intensive to maintain. And if you don't do it right, you'll look like an idiot, pretty much. Badly done white base looks, in my opinion, absolutely terrible. Like, there's very little in my mind that looks sillier than that. So yes, I have a really heavy layer on there. Like, really heavy, like, there's probably a measurable depth to this stuff. And not like those tiny little scientific measurements, a reasonably measurable depth to this stuff. You're also not going to want to move your face too much while you're wearing this because it'll crack. And you want to get up along the hairline. I do my ears, but no, not right now. I'm sick. Fuck you. Alright. Phase 2 involves this stuff, which is Ben Nye Neutral Set. It's white to go on white for very obvious reasons. Sponge. Sorry, I just noticed a little spot that didn't go on as well as I hoped it would. White face is not something you blend, really. You can blend it down the neck a little, but there it will look blotchy if you don't. See my hands covered in white base already. This stuff is a mess too. So really this is labor intensive and a pain. Not an everyday look. Don't attempt it as an everyday look. I just strongly recommend you don't do that. What do I do with my brush? Brush! Brush, brush, brush! Yes, I'm not crazy. Not at all. Not even remotely. And so we're gonna want to get a ton of neutral set on this brush. And we're gonna, because if you don't have a ton of powder on there, it's like cake batter or cookie batter and flour. If you don't have enough flour on your hands, it'll stick, and that'll just create problems for you. And you don't want those problems because you just spent God knows how long putting this stuff on. Just use a shitload of powder. It will get everywhere. I recommend you don't have on clothes you care about while you're applying this. A robe is good, because it comes off without having to go over your head and risking this incredibly labor-intensive cosmetic application. You don't want to risk that, trust me. Because then you'll have to redo the entire thing, not just the smudge spot, because powder, it leads to badness. Just trust me. So that is me, covered in white base and plenty of powder. Make sure you really do get everywhere, under the eyes, over the eyes, just everywhere. But yeah, you can see how white I look. Very white. There is, as I predicted, powder everywhere. But that's okay, because I predicted, well, it's not really okay, but it'll do. What did I do with my, there it is. And you're going to need a, this is a makeup designery brush. It's a 210. And I use this to fill in my brows. And you're going to put on a little bit. I pluck my brows very fine. You're going to want to have done that before. I mean, unless you want thicker brows, but you don't want to pluck your brows after having, yeah, that just wouldn't work. And you're going to want to tilt your head back a little in case you get any little dribbles. I'm sure you can imagine why. Because that'll just stick right to your foundation and lead to a mess. And you don't want that. I'm sure you can understand why. And you apply some the other eyebrow. Also very logically, if you shave off your brows, I did for a while, you would draw them in at this point. Or you might not, you might wait until after you applied eyeshadow, because that would be a sensible thing to do, in case you smudged. Because eyebrows are persnickety little bastards. But see, very, mime-like, very, yeah. You understand the look I'm going for, people. Alright, so now we're going to do, God, did I? No, I didn't screw up there, thank God. So we're going to apply some white shimmer powder, as a highlight, because you can't really highlight anything much more than white unless it's shimmery. And this will just give your eyes a little bit of definition. And you can actually, to eliminate bags under the eyes a little bit, just apply a little of that under there. Blenderino. And make sure you get the other eye too. You can add some across the lid, that's usually a good idea. Because this stuff also makes it easier to blend other eyeshadows when they're applied. And under the eye, just to eliminate eye bag. You never want to see eye bag, because it's not attractive. Yep, see? There's that. Just make sure you have plenty of that on there. Your air will probably be filled with sparklies. Yay, sparklies. Or not so yay, as they will get everywhere, much like powder. Shocking. I know. Now, what did I do with my, well, there it is, brush. because that'll help you blend everything a little bit better. And the better you blend things, the better things look. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to apply some eyeshadow. I'm going to go with sort of a graphic, pretty much for this part of the face, black and white look. I mean, there'll be some gray in there, but it'll be monochrome mostly, because I like that look. Don't ask me those questions. That's a stupid question to ask. Fuck you. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of MAC Silver eyeshadow. This is in Forgery. It's silvery, shimmery color, like so. I have a little Estee Lauder brush I'm using. The last brush was also Makeup Designery. I can't remember the number. I could check, but I'm lazy. And so you're going to brush a little bit of that silvery, which I think, oh, this brush was dirty. Oopsie daisy. Well, that's okay. That actually was part of my plan, so that's just fine. Now, brush it across the eyelid, and you're going to grab some of this, which is Polydorf in Slinky. I use this shadow a lot. I use it to fill in my eyebrows. Oh, and what I filled in my eyebrows was Urban Decay in Goddess, which I may use over the Polydorf Slinky. It's a sort of a navy blue shimmer, but it reads as nearly black, and I really like it. I like those nearly black navy blues a lot. I'm sorry if I sound awful. I have a fluey, nasty horror thing. So that's a thing. And so you're gonna kind of apply, this is sort of an evil dolly look. You're gonna want to blend with my Makeup Designery 800 brush. And just blendy, 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 blendy. Yes. Blending a lot is important. Remember that, kids. It's good to see things in better light a lot of the time, because then you have a better idea of what the hell you're doing. The more light you have, the more you know. And that was the sound of my mirror falling over. I have it propped up here. It's a full length. It's a pain. So there's that. And we're going to add some more of the paler colored eyeshadow just to help blend this out, because right now it's a little heavy-handed looking, I think. And it makes it easier to blend if you go over with the lighter shadow again. I just find that to be the case. Strangely not if you start out with the darker shadow, just if you do a little bit over with the lighter. But again, that's my experience. You, as you practice, will develop your own techniques. So that's a thing. And you do sort of like that, and I think I am going to use a little bit of the navy blue, as I think this looks a little bit, it doesn't pop. I could do false lashes over this, but they're a pain in the ass. And I'm not going anywhere. So I really don't care enough right now. You can find other videos to teach you how to put those on. I'm not going to do it right now. Okay? Good deal. Did I just get some under my eye there? A little bit, but I will show you how to fix that. Everyone makes mistakes, and we all fix them. That's the trick. Knowing how to fix them. Right, where did I put my powder brush? Why am I always putting that somewhere stupid? Powder brush. Powder brush. I had you just a moment ago. Don't hide from Mama. You know how it upsets me. Okay, I guess I'll get the other one, which is a Jane Iredale brush. stop asking me which brush I'm using. Oh, actually, no, this is a Smashbox brush. Or is it? Yeah, it's a Smashbox brush. So that's fine and dandy. Absolutely fine and dandy. And so you're just gonna flick so that it kind of takes it up, and hopefully the talc, which is what this is made of. Talc is not great for you, but this is not an everyday application of makeup, so shut up. We'll blend it away. So that, I think, fixed that pretty much. If it didn't completely, it fixed it enough for this, the purposes of this. Yeah, that fixed it enough. I could also tilt my head back, but then you couldn't see what I'm doing. Because, yeah. I am recording this on my laptop, and I don't feel like holding it over my head while I'm sure you can imagine why. And if you can't, you're not very imaginative, are you? And then you blend. The brush I was just using is a Jane Iredale Deluxe Shader. She doesn't number her brushes. And I like her brushes. They're all made with humanely treated animals, and it's nice. I'm not one of those animal rights people, but you know, it's nice if we're nice to animals, I guess. And whatnot. What am I sitting on? Oh, that. Uh-huh. And then you apply a little bit of this across the brow bone so that it looks a little more like this, and through the inner corner of the eyelid, and through the underside, until you get something resembling this. This will look better in just a moment. Right now, without eyeliner, I acknowledge it looks a little odd. By a little, I mean rather. But it's starting to come together. Where did I put my eyeliner? That is the question. No, that's not my eyeliner. That is something else entirely. It's not the brush I wanted. I talk a lot when I'm doing this, though normally not as much as I'm talking now. I'm talking right now so that I don't bore you too badly. True story. Wrong eyeliner again. This is Black Track MAC Fluid Line. That isn't the brush I wanted either. What did I do with the brush I wanted? Excuse me. Okay, the Makeup Designery 210 will have to do. So, yes, it'll just have to do. Normally I do it with a finer brush, but this is going to be a fairly heavy application of eyeliner anyway, so whatever. Okay, how do I do this well? Looking in the mirror and showing you guys. And then I turn the brush around and pull it back. And that usually gets me a fairly good line. I find it's usually better to start on the eye that's harder for you, because then getting them even is easier. But whatever's up to you, you know. This isn't about me. Or, well, it is for now, but when you do it, if you do it, it's about you. And what looks good on you and what works for you. So, Okay, a little bit Amy Winehousey, but that's okay. Sorry, you can't really see me, I know, but I'm trying to get this even so that it looks okay. Because I can't really see the mirror properly. So this is kind of a difficult thing, but I need to buy more eyeliner. That'll have to happen after Valentine's Day, when I have more cash. Cash is good. I like cash. And the brush around, and make sure you get the inner corner there. Yep. I also normally do the under eye, but I'm going to do that in a second once I finish with the side of this eye. I'm going to need more eyeliner. Yeah, because right now that one is kind of a mess, as you can tell. Because I can't see the mirror. And like if I was doing a lighter eyeliner, I've done this so many goddamn times that it wouldn't be a problem, but this is a fairly significant eyeliner, and thus an eyeliner that needs visual confirmation of what the hell I'm doing. Did I just, drippy nose. I'm not feeling very well. So I may smudge a little bit because I'm dripping from the nostrils, but that's not my fault, and you're not allowed to judge me for it because I have a cold. Shut up. Okay, those aren't even. That one is far more so. Where are they? Yeah, I guess, as I like to say, close enough for government work, and then I usually do a little bit less. On the other eye, I almost dry brush it. I don't know why I do that. I simply feel it looks better. I am going to have to grab those. Oh, that was awful. What did I do with my white makeup sponge? Didn't I have it just there it is, getting white makeup on the sofa, where white makeup clearly belongs. And I know that this will make it cakey, but I don't care. It actually hasn't gotten that cakey. I think that's because I'm dabbing it. And if you dab, it will cake, but it won't be a problem so much. It'll cake evenly. That's the idea I was trying to express. Okay, so that's relatively touched up, I think. Powder it down. Very even good. Very, very good. Okay, wait. Oh, this is the right one. Oh, God. But yeah, see? Very even, very white. Very fabulous. Yes. Shut up. I am very fabulous, if you hadn't noticed. I don't know what accent that was. It was Australian or something, which is British Australian or just something crazy. Um, and then there was a southern one in there suddenly. Um, I don't have multiple personality disorders, I swear. I promise you guys, I'm just crazy, or just odd, just eccentric. I believe someone once said that if you're wealthy, you're eccentric. If you're poor, you're crazy. Which is, I guess, kind of true. But, or well, it's socially considered true. I don't believe that that's actually the. Again, with the accidentally offensive comments, I'm just on a roll with those today. Okay, that's not even still. Oh, I was using the wrong. Yeah, that'd do that. That'd cause that problem. But, yeah, this is a Makeup Designery 210 brush. A MAC 208 will work. They're finer liner brushes. That'd also work. Oh, that's probably my girlfriend on the phone. I will do this in 2 sections.